Welcome to World Cinema Recap. This lovely girl is Joy. Joy and Mason, her fiancé, were going to work that morning. Before leaving, Joy offered Mason a drink he made for his birthday. Mason forced himself to bear the bad taste since he respected his girlfriend. Jack was enjoying a basketball game with his coworkers when their supervisor appeared. Seeing their supervisor, they quickly gathered their things. Jack's supervisor, who was fed up with his antics, dismissed him that day. It didn't satisfy Jack. He even challenged his employer to a basketball competition. The boss must give him another chance if he wins. If he loses, he will quit. They visited a town basketball alley. Jack initially won the match, but his employer thrashed him, forcing him to quit as promised. Before parting, his supervisor said he had trouble firing him. Jack's supervisor was his father. He said it was hard to fire his son, but being professional at work was most important, and Jack didn't seem to have it. Work was never his forte. Joy and her friends planned Mason's birthday surprise party after work. Joy showed her friend Tipper a gift she would give Mason while talking. Las Vegas vacation ticket. Tipper was surprised by the present, and remarked Mason must be blessed to have a lover like Joy. Joy ordered everyone to hide. Unfortunately, Mason wanted to split up with Joy without explanation after Joy spoke to him when he came. The news shocked Joy. Joy's companions emerged after realizing the surprise was ruined. Tipper took Joy to the pub to cheer her up. Joy vented her despair and anger at the bar, but she didn't want to throw away Mason's beautiful engagement ring. He kept wearing it. Tipper recommended they go to Las Vegas with Joy's Mason ticket, seeing that she was still depressed. Joy did it after hearing that. In another place, Jack informed his pal Hader his difficulty this afternoon. Jack was stressed after his father dismissed him and wanted a trip abroad. Hader recommended they go to Las Vegas to have fun, just like Tipper did to Joy. They ultimately visited Las Vegas the next day. Happiness with Tipper, Jack with Hader. Joy and Tipper returned to their hotel to rest at night after enjoying Las Vegas. Jack and Hader also walked into their hotel room, but Hader was astonished to find Tipper and Joy in the bathroom when he went to use it. Joy complained to the receptionist that they mistakenly shared a room with strangers and requested a new room after things calmed down. There was a mix-up. The receptionist gave her the hotel's most luxurious room after realizing his error. Penthouse. Jack complained after seeing that. In remorse for Jack, the receptionist did the same. Hotel VIP privileges were available to them. The four traveled around town in the hotel's VIP limousine after the matter was rectified. Jack told Joy at the cafe that he was in Las Vegas to relieve stress after being dismissed by his father. Joy smiled at the narrative now. Her purpose for being there was then explained. She was unhappy after his fiancé dumped her. They planned to have fun and forget their concerns for as long as possible to cheer themselves up. Joy was surprised to find a ring on her finger this morning. Jack wrote in the mirror that he was waiting for his wife, which she read. Joy suddenly remembered last night's incident. She recalls being married to Jack last night while drunk. Jack, though, told Hader about his marriage to Joy. Jack didn't understand why they married because they just met. Joy and Tipper entered mid-discussion. An unpleasant situation occurred. Joy immediately went to the casino machine after seeing Jack. Jack quickly approached her and assured her that what they did last night was a mistake and not to worry. He promised to write an annulment letter immediately, but emotions developed. They started fighting and blaming each other. Jack was too proud, so Joy gave him a dime to mock him. Jack bet on the gambling machine with the coin before leaving. Jack hit the $3 million jackpot, and the machine made a loud noise. Joy tried to win the jackpot again amid the frenzy. Joy claimed the jackpot was hers because the coin was hers, while Jack claimed it was his luck. Joy suddenly declared that since they were married, his money is hers. They agreed to settle the matter in court the next day instead of giving her the money. They tried to discover who owns the money. The judge was perplexed about their divorce reasons throughout trial. Both were unreasonable. The judge presided over her first divorce hearing for a day married couple. Judge seized $3 million from them. He advised them to live together for 6 months before making a decision. They also had to take counseling, but if someone quits before the 6-month probationary term and asks for a divorce, the judge will give the prize money to the divorced because they survived. Whether Joy liked it or not, the judge ordered them to live in Jack's flat. They got married. Jack slept on the couch the first night because Joy wanted to sleep on the bed. Joy felt sick when she investigated Jack's bed because the bedding smelled terrible. Finally, Joy spent all night cleaning the bed and couldn't sleep. Each day they tried to aggravate each other. Joy meticulously manicured the bathroom, Jack urinated in the sink, took down the toilet lid and door, and more. So one would give up and ask for a divorce before 6 months. Even though they ruined each other's life, they claimed to be passionate and intimate in counseling. Joy told Tipper while exercising that Jack had ruined her life. Tipper thought of something. She advised Joy to depict Jack as a horrible husband to win over the judge and consultant. Joy could win the trial and get the money. Hader gave Jack the same advice elsewhere. They began their new plan the next day. On day 1, Jack put stimulants in Joy's drink to make her cause trouble at her office and get fired. Unfortunately, Jack's strategy failed. After taking the medicine, Joy became more passionate at work, which excited her coworkers and employer. 2 seductive women visited Jack's apartment that night. The 2 women told him their flat door was broken and they wanted to stay until it was fixed. Jack happily let them in. He then called the Hader to explain his situation. Hader instantly ordered Jack to kick the 2 women out, believing Joy planned to frame Jack into an affair. Jack had an idea when he realized Joy was framing him. He invited Hader and all his friends to his apartment party. Joy was shocked to see so many people at home when she returned. Joy and Jack argued in the restroom. Jack provoked her by claiming he knew Joy still loved Mason and that she should reunite with him and give up the $3 million. Joy, furious, disputed his words and declared she would never return to Maine. Jack and Joy continued to compete. One day, Jack suggested his friend to phone Joy and pretend to be the consultant's assistant. She called Joy and told her the afternoon counseling schedule was delayed until Friday. Joy was thrilled with the news and tried to rest that afternoon, but she heard Jack's voice leaving the house discreetly. After becoming concerned, Joy called the consultant to confirm the itinerary. Indeed, it was never postponed. Jack was trying to fool her, she knew. They sped to the consultant officer. Both made it to the therapy facility on time. Jack was astonished to discover his parents having dinner in his flat while conversing with Joy later that night. Joy had invited them. Joy bonded quickly with Jack's parents. Jack then led her outside to chat. Joy told Jack outside her reasons for inviting his parents. She hoped to win Jack's parents' hearts by being a wonderful daughter-in-law in front of them so they would support her during the trial rather than their own child. Jack asked Joy not to do it when confronted. He would do anything. Joy gave in out of pity. The dinner continued when they returned. Joy learned about Jack's parents. She even got her father-in-law to hire Jack again. Jack unloaded Joy's items the next day while she worked. He saw Joy's weakness and avenged her mistake last night. He spotted Joy's ex-fiancée's ring in the restroom while looking for a way to hurt her. Jack met Mason that night to return Joy's ring. Jack assured him that Joy still loved him and hadn't moved on. Jack also told him to meet Joy in the park tomorrow if he wanted to return. Jack's family met in the municipal park the next day. Joy included Tipper in the agenda. Joy was amazed to see Jack playing with his niece from afar. Joy witnessed the irritating Jack she saw every day go and be replaced by a nice, child-loving man. Jack invited his niece and Joy for a walk. When Jack went to the bathroom, Joy was surprised to see Mason. Mason boldly urged Joy to reconcile, but she unexpectedly declined. She said she found a better person now. Jack heard what Joy told Mason and felt relieved from afar. Days later, at home, Jack told Hader he was invited to Joy's company party. Hader advised Jack should fool Joy, but Jack looked skeptical. Jack feared he might lose Joy after the park incident with Mason. Jack became fascinated in Joy, the unpleasant woman, without realizing it. Hader reminded Jack that their goal from the outset was the $3 million jackpot, so he had to stay focused to win. Finally, Jack executed the plan. Like planned, Jack made friends with everyone at the party the next afternoon, including Joy's employer. Joy changed into a beautiful clothing for the reception that night. Jack abandoned his intention to mislead Joy after seeing her attractiveness. At the end of the party, everyone gathered to hear the boss name the party king. Jack was picked and awarded a trophy, but he had to speak before leaving the stage. He then thanked everyone for electing him party king. Suddenly, he expressed how much he loved Joy by expressing his feelings in front of everyone and recalling their great experiences. Jack could not deny falling in love with Joy. Joy was affected by their kind comments. After the party, they headed home together. Joy told Jack about her memorable moment on the way home. She once visited a beachside lighthouse before working. She felt free as she looked out over the big ocean and felt the breeze on her skin. The soothing waves made her tranquil, but she was too busy working to go back. 6 months passed after weeks together. Without their knowledge, Joy and Jack's trial day arrived. Joy met Mason in front of the flat in the morning before going to court. Mason tried to reunite with Joy. He then gave her his engagement ring from when they were dating. The ring left Joy dumbfounded. She felt certain Jack gave Mason the ring to get back together. Very disappointed, Joy. After all the beautiful things Jack said to her, and all the good things they did together, she realized he wanted money. He thought he was opening up, but everything was a horrible lie. After the trial began, the judge asked if they wanted to live together after 6 months of probation or continued the divorce battle. Joy replied through her lawyer before Jack could. Joy wanted to divorce, claimed her lawyer. She told Jack that she had given up on the money and that he could take it all. Jack felt bewildered by the decision suddenly. Joy gave Jack the ring from Mason and said farewell after that. Despite winning big that night, Jack was dissatisfied. After losing Joy, Jack acknowledged her importance. A snapshot was left behind. Joy had suggested the lighthouse photo. Next day at work, Joy's manager informed that she had been promoted, but she gave the offer to a co-worker and said she wanted to retire. Joy stated she was always busy and limited at work, forsaking her personal happiness. She even forgot her last pleasant moment. Because Joy had decided, even her employer couldn't stop her. However, Jack told his parents that his marriage to Joy was a sham. His father convinced him that Jack loved Joy despite his phony marriage since he'd seen his son's turmoil and knew he loved her. The father advised him to pursue his love if he truly loved her. Jack instantly left to find Joy after hearing his father's comments, but even Tipper couldn't find her after searching everywhere. Jack suddenly recalled Joy's statement to the lighthouse. Jack quickly took Hader's automobile to the lighthouse. They reunited. Jack bravely expressed his heart at the beach amid the serene wind and waves. He asked for another chance to get things right after realizing he had been aggravating her since they married. He promised Joy a more reliable spouse. Jack then kneeled and proposed. Jack's words moved Joy, who said she'd like to see him again.